Hey, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 74-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend is going directly to our website at funeralfunds.com. And we've got these free quotas on just about every single page. And all you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, put your birthday in there, fill out the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies in your state that are going to have the lowest pricing, and that's based off your age, gender, and of course the state you're living in. Take full advantage of that. You'll be able to shop a whole bunch of different insurance companies all at once, and you can always call us at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can help you understand your pricing and, more importantly, what you actually qualify for. Now, one of the first things we always talk with males age 74 when they're looking at $15,000 worth of insurance is that $15,000 going to be enough for your final expense needs or burial or cremation? So that's typically going to fall under one of two categories. That's going to typically fall under cremation or burial. Let's start with the cremation because there's two options there. The first option is where you get cremated and then you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. That's typically going to cost between $1,000 to $2,000 right now on average. And if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony along with the cremation, that's typically going to be kind of $3,500 to $4,500, somewhere in that range. Now, as far as what we recommend for coverage, if you're looking at that first option where you're coming home in a cardboard box or an urn, most people we help are going to be looking at somewhere between $5,000 to $7,000. And you might be asking yourself, well, Randy, you said the cremation is going to be $2,000, but you're recommending maybe $5,000. What's the deal there? Well, the deal there, since you asked, is our age 74 male probably wants to make it to age 84, maybe even a little bit more. And we know that as time goes on, things get more expensive due to inflation. So what we actually do is get a little bit more coverage now than is necessary, and that inflation proofs the plan. And what we're also doing is locking in your least expensive rates at your youngest age, which is right now, which helps protect your budget in the future as well. So if you live a long time, we just want to make sure that there's enough insurance there so that your loved ones don't have to pay anything out of pocket. But by the same token, if you were to die sooner rather than later, maybe in the first few years, there's some extra money in that policy to pay off some expenses that if you'd lived longer, you probably would have ended up paying anyway, like maybe some medical expenses or credit card bills or something like that. So it works really terrific. It protects both in the long term and in the short term. Now, if you're looking at that cremation with the ceremony, most of the people we help are typically looking at between $7,000 to $10,000. And again, we're just inflation proofing the plan in the long term, and we've got some extra coverage in the short term just for some extra expenses. It works out terrific. Most people are thrilled with that option. Now, for a burial, the average burial in the United States is right around $10,000. If you walk up to pretty much any funeral home in the United States with $10,000, they should help you out with that. If they don't, just walk out the door, walk a couple blocks down the street to one of their competitors. They should be able to help you out. Just understand, though, that $10,000 is going to be that's kind of going to be a very kind of bare bones type deal going on. And, it's also not inflation proofed either. So if you're on a fixed or limited income and money's a little tight and all you can afford is that $10,000, get that right away because that at least covers your most immediate needs. And we can always help you add additional coverage later. That's easy for us to do. So most of the people we help looking for a burial will get somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000 for age 74. Some people will get $20,000 if they, have some kind of more extravagant plans, or maybe their body's got to be transported out of state or something like that. But that gives you a good price range. Just the more coverage you get, the more inflation-proof you are. Now, sometimes we'll get some people that say, hey, we want to not only cover our final expenses, that's the most important thing, but we also want to leave some money behind for the kids. And they'll say, what's $30,000, $40,000, $50,000? And say it's $50,000. We run them that number. And just because they're age 74, it's a little more expensive. And they just go, man, we're on Social Security or disability, and that's just more than we can afford. But if we can't do $50,000, we're not going to do anything at all. And we have to let them know that the reason it's more expensive is because they're the ones that waited until age 74. If they would have got this done sooner, it would have been much less. So it's their fault it's expensive. But also, if they don't get anything in place for burial or cremation, then their kids or family members are going to have to pay for this. And typically, they're going to have to put it on credit cards and pay 26% interest. And it's going to take years and years and years to pay that off. So what we commonly suggest to them is let's get the final expenses taken care of first, and then we can always add additional coverage in a separate policy for the kids later. And that works just terrifically for most folks who are on a fixed or limited income. If finances aren't an issue, certainly we can just bundle it all at once, but most of the people we help, finances are an issue. So just be aware of that. It's a great way to handle that. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. We never recommend getting a 2-year waiting period plan if you qualify for first day coverage. We'll talk about those 2-year waiting periods in just a moment. But hypothetically, first day coverage, what that means is hypothetically, if your plan were issued and approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write that check for $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever it is. It's going to be the best coverage at the lowest pricing. And that's definitely the one you want to get qualified for. Now, some people will say, well, you're right, Randy. I do like that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health, and I hear they ask health questions, and I'm worried I won't qualify. And you're right, they do ask health questions, but we always tell people, well, that's our problem, not your problem, at least from an insurance standpoint. And the reason is we work with so many different insurance companies, and they all ask different health questions, and they all have different underwriting requirements. And right now, we're getting around 90 to 95% of the people we help, we're getting them qualified for first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage is if you waited too long and you had some significant health or medical issues, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis or in the hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we typically refer you out to a different insurance company. And, one thing that also seems to happen on a weekly basis is somebody will call us up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have any money. And now their body's at the funeral home and the funeral home director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get that check from the insurance company and we can get the funeral home guy paid off. And we have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer policy on somebody who's already dead. You have to qualify for this insurance by being alive. So it's too late at that point. And it's really sad that they lost a family member, but it's doubly sad that their family member didn't care enough to get this in place before they died. They knew they were going to die someday. They'd probably looked at this insurance in the past and knew they needed, but they just put it off. And then one day they just went and died. And now their family members are going to have to pay for this. And typically they're going to have to put it on credit cards and pay 26% interest, and it's going to take years to pay off. And what a terrible legacy to leave behind. You could have done everything else right in life, and you mess up this one thing and transfer your burden to the ones you love and make them pay for it. And that's just a terrible legacy to leave behind. So don't do that. If you're on a fixed or limited income, we can help you with affordable rates, and we can always add more coverage later. So let us help you out there. One thing we never recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. And, Colonial Penn's a fairly well-known company. They seems like they advertise on TV all the time, that $9.95 plan. Seems like those commercials are playing every 7 minutes, right? So, that $9.95 plan, just in case you didn't know, that's a 2-year waiting period plan. Yikes, right? Yuck. You don't want that. You never want for a 2-year waiting period plan if you can qualify for first day coverage. So just reach out to us if you need help with that. But Colonial Penn's not the only one that offers 2-year waiting periods. There's other companies out there like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, gosh, so many other companies out there too. And a lot of these companies have done a pretty good job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't fall for such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 74-year-old male probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn commercials, and he's thinking, oh my gosh, that commercial is beautifully done, and I do believe I'm going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000, and I'll only pay $9.95. And then our 74-year-old male calls Colonial Penn and talks with an agent, or looks up their prices on their website like we've done for you right here. and sees that for a male age 74, 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to pay out $578. Now, that's not even enough for a cremation any place in the United States we know of. And even if it was, it wouldn't matter because this plan's got a 2-year waiting period. It's not going to pay out any death benefit in the first 2 years if you die of a health or medical reason. So why would you ever do that? Why would you ever get a policy that is so woefully inadequate just because it's got $9.95 pricing? Why would you do that? Now, there's some people out there that say, some of these companies that offer these teaser rates, they kind of tease you to get your information with real low pricing. They say they do that just to get your information, and then they get you in their marketing funnel, and their whole goal is to get you on the phone, and they will show you that lowest price, and they will show you how minimal and how meager that coverage is. And then what they'll do is they'll say, you need more coverage than that. They'll upsell you to more expensive coverage, which is much more profitable for them. Now, we would never say Colonial Penn would ever do anything like that, but some people seem convinced that companies do things like that. And I guess you can only determine that on your own by perhaps considering you're only going to get $578 for $9.95. Yikes, right? So let's do this. This video is about 15,000. Can we get 15,000? I mean, here's the challenge. Colonial Penn maxes out at 15 units, and 1 unit is $578. So we're not even going to be able to get to $15,000 at all. Let's see what that will get us. That only gets $8,670, and you're going to pay right around $150. I'm just rounding up, but that's right around $150. So let's take a look at first aid coverage and see what we can do. Let's see. Here we go. So we got $15,000, male, age 74. Get quote. And let's go back and check this again. That's right around $8,500 for right around $150. And let's take a look here. I want to show you this again here. So this is 15. I just wanted you to see that number again. 15,000. So yeah, what would you prefer to get? And this is level coverage, means first aid coverage. Level equals first aid coverage. What would you rather get? 15,000 for $133, or would you rather get almost half less, 8,670 for $150? Right? Why would you ever overpay, so significantly overpay for an insurance policy, and especially one that's going to sock you with a 2-year waiting period? Why would you ever do that? Why? So, I mean, it's almost $20 more a month for half the coverage. And that's what we typically see with Colonial Penn. In most cases, it's around 200% more expensive than our first aid coverage plans out there. So this is $133 minus $150. What is that? It's about $17 more a month. So let's do the math on that. If it's $17 more a month times 12 months, you'd end up overpaying right around $204 a year. And if our 74-year-old male made it to age 84, you would end up overpaying right around $2,040. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth going with a company that you're going to get almost half the coverage for almost twice the price, and you're going to overpay after 10 years around $2,040 roundabout? Man, I tell you what, we never recommend doing that. We recommend you keep that money in your own bank account rather than transferring that wealth to an insurance company's bank account, and you can get more coverage. We recommend you let us qualify you for first aid coverage. You save money, you get more coverage. It's a win for everybody. You just got to be a smart consumer. If you're not a smart consumer, that's cool. We're smart shoppers. We can help you be that smart consumer. Let's take a look at some other companies here. You'll be able to see all these different companies here. 133. Oh, here's Lumico, like level coverage, first aid coverage. That's $153. Remember, we're $133 for the same amount. So that is $20 more. Same coverage, same policy, same benefits, everything. You're just paying more. So let's do that. $20 a month. $20 a month times 12 months is going to be an extra $240 on an annual basis. And if our male age 74 makes it age 84, you have overpaid right around $2,400 more roundabout. So let me ask you this. If you were walking on the sidewalk and you pulled out your wallet and you had $2,400 in it, cash, would you just throw that $2,400 on the sidewalk and keep walking and let other people pick it up? No, of course you wouldn't. why would you ever do this effectively the same thing with the insurance company? Why would you just throw your money away when if you let us help shop around, we could save you that money and you could keep that money in your own bank account. And I tell you what, we know that as we get older, that money becomes more difficult to come by. So why don't you just keep it in your bank account? Let's look at some other companies here. Let's maybe another one. Oh, here's one. Lincoln Heritage, they're a fine company, I guess, but holy cow, look at that pricing. 176. It is level coverage, first day coverage, but why is that so much? Well, Lincoln Heritage has got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2-3 different funeral homes to like get the lowest pricing, maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. They charge for it. And in this case, it looks like it's about $43 more a month. So yeah, they don't do it for free. It's going to cost you more money. So let's go up and look in here. $43 more a month. And there we go. It's $133. $3 a month times 12 months. That's going to be right at around $516 more a year. And if our 74-year-old male makes it to age 84, after 10 years, you will have overpaid roughly $5,160 more roundabout. So let me ask you this. Is it worth overpaying an insurance company right around $5,116 roundabout? Is it worth overpaying that much for them to make 2 or 3 phone calls to a funeral homes and maybe do a couple other things that might only take an hour or so to do? A lot of people would say that's a terrific payday for the insurance company on an hourly rate. We would tend to agree. And we can only imagine what you would do with over $5,000 in your bank account rather than just transferring that wealth to an insurance company. And we recommend you save that money. What we recommend you do is allow us to help you get qualified at the lowest pricing. And then what we offer is a free funeral and estate planning guide. You can download that off our website and then print it out. And once it's printed out, fill it out, write down who gets what goes where, and what you want to happen after you're gone. And then keep that with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, everything's in one place, and your family members will go there and they'll know that you not only loved and protected them financially with the policy, but you loved and protected them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. Because all they'll need to do is open that funeral and estate planning guide and start reading, and then just execute your wishes, what you wrote down there. They'll know exactly what to do and when to do and everything. And they will know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you actually loved and protected them in death, exactly when they would need you the most and you're not there, but you took care of this in advance. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. If you want to leave a legacy like that, reach out to us at funeralfunds.com. We've also got a special quarter just for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you can get the best companies, lowest rates, most discounts. We've created that especially for you. Take full advantage of that, and that way you can be an educated shopper. We can also help you at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can help you with anything you require, help you understand what you qualify for, all that stuff. But if you've got an existing insurance policy and you want us to price shop it for you, or you're looking at adding coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new policy or just have questions, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to that day where we can get you the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.